say social media any Ghana or mind way emu. Nenen sembebre ena abo ababeto ya puno so yebeshe mu the edikan NPP former second vice chair Yera Sami Crab nan saying they were wajia te say power social media no so a wode ensembebre etuja nan saying interview bi a wo ye no abobobobo nsemba ko mienu so a wo kire mu se kamia ye se Ebra na wasum as the second vice chairperson ewo NPP amanyuko nimu no Coup bi ebe mu a nyame nko a ankaye nte asemude yebekọ anumu ena afin so ensem foforo efa NSS scandal efa mami gift o ware ho ye nyina nim sensem we ehya ase no enye ne efibra mampani John Dramani Mahama betena so ena sansem we nso ebeto apono so yebehwe no nso mu sanse a new update bi eba efa sa ensem we afi de twa so ye nim se NPP amanyoko no nso boaboa wo mo ho a wo mo ekwakoye wo mo primaries ama presidential candidate no na ensem a ebobo ba no efri honorable Kennedy akompreko Japan so camp no emu odu ye pa kamia se kokobon nsem bia wode ema Dr. Mahamadu Baumia sansem wenyina ene ensem foforo ene yede ebeba besom mu now ye hyase emfemfri Yera Sami Crab said the medikan eka no wono ena the former second vice chairperson edema the new patriotic party now what in semia betuja a wochiremu sem NPP amanyoko no say yeka enipa bonesem etutrasem pa dia na NPP amanyoko no now mama a brief breakdown enti somewhere 2016-2017 thereabout no ena yetetete hu bi ni nsem bi a ekoso ewo NPP amanyoko no emu na yedidimu sa nche ena beto oja say the second vice chair Yera Sami Crab den ena afen so Yera Polafoko ena Yera Kwabene Japan ade asebi ya suspend omo de free NPP amanyoko no emu na nsem we ba ye no na che say enti a ye tie ye no ene say amanfo binom ena wo mo de petition ekoma chairperson a woda NPP amanyoko na no ene national executive board ne say nipa miensa we no sebe wo mo niema bia na se wo mo da suban bi adi wa amanyoko ni mo a entwa ye enti wo se yetimi agi wo mo dibra wo mo kra ne yeden edifi omo nsem na eno na Yera Sami Crab sa asem wenyina si ye na abusia Yera Polafoko wo hyedante se wo chechemu bebre kwamna Japan so ye hyedante se wo chechemu bebre na afen ansa ne beka ne se abrewa eyipoma kwamu a Yera Sami Crab aba abonten aba betwemu wochemu se sa ade na esi ye ayema ye suspend wo mo edi free NPP amanyoko ni mu no ena wenya bra wo ba betwem esan se no wako interview mienu nko a wa kyerɛkyerɛ odi kan kyerɛ baako mu ewo TV3 so wasa akɔkyerɛ bi mu ewo bolare show so na ɔne nsɛm waka na wo patche Coup nsɛm ne sɛ wo share screens ne so a ɔse NPP internal waggling enti yeba se a ɔse what happened to us was a coup d'etat. Sami Crab former second vice chair NPP and what this and same way ekotu dwame sure say amanfo bebe will be wondering the all party and say what happened in NPP no was a coup. Now this time what them ne say edru brebi no NPP for your margin say they want to take him off on be so mu yi ni free ho wo mu take it ne position wo mu je edi free ni nsem nipa ba ko a ne din abemu the former president Nana Ado Danko Akuffo and what you say Nana Akuffo any amanfo bi eka ho and wo mo tena ase ebo opo say this is what they want to do but it was a strategy omo fa ya wonu hu ni say it was more like a coup. Now me makasa ni ye bebre I would explain deeper but yenhwe video way of Yera Sami Crab yebeto aso.
You know, I was inducted into this party by my mother. Okay, I went through it and I am a bona fide member of this party. Nobody has more rights than anyone in this party. So nobody can kick me out of the party. What happened was a coup d'etat. That's exactly the way I described it at that time. It was very scary. Scary in the sense that there were so many Ghanaians, prominent journalists, who never saw anything wrong with that. And I thought that, wow, this is an indication that even this, our fourth republic, we need to be very careful. Because if somebody goes out there, an adventurist, goes out there and does something, I cannot be sure of the press. I'm not attacking you guys, but I cannot be sure. Because you can have certain prominent people going out there because of one thing or the other, not being true to the values of this country, could go out there and support. It has nothing to do with me. I am a member of the party. If you've succeeded in doing that, they also took invisible forces and things to try and do those things. That's okay. I'm relaxed. I'm still a member of the party. You can't remove me as a member of the party. And as a member of the party, I have obligations towards the party. So I will go out there and exercise those responsibilities. And that is exactly what I did.
Is it also the case that the factions within the party led to some of these things that took place, in that there was the belief then that Akuffo was aligned, the Akuffo then chairman was aligned to President Akuffo, and then, you know, the movement at the time was in support of former President Nana Dankwa Akufo-Addo. Did that play any role?
But everybody knew that Nana Akufo-Addo would win the primaries, but the party still elected Akuffo. What happened was not by the party. And that's another point that you need to understand, because the party elected us. So if you thought that you could, in any case, they tried. They tried going for the 40% signature. They didn't get it. If you remember, go back into the archives. They went all around. They held meetings at Central Region, Bronga Hafo. They couldn't get the 40%. So the party was saying no. So then it was a coup d'etat. You get my point? So the party didn't do anything.
The factions didn't play any role?
As for factions, I don't want to even go there. I don't have a problem with factions necessarily, because it's just people grouping around ideologies, which can be healthy. It's when it becomes a cult that people then do all kinds of silly things. So I think factions can be healthy, because we are a center-right party. We have an ideology. People can have people to the right of the ideology, to the left of the right, and they have to group and form associations, even within the party. That's fine. That's not my problem. Whatever it is, it's speculative at this time. I haven't done any research to really know that those were the reasons. I don't want to speculate. I don't want to assume something that I don't know.
But I mean, as an executive at that time, did you get the impression that those factions were creating problems?
No, I don't know. I didn't really care. You know, because you couldn't really place me. Difficult to place me, because before I became the vice chairman, I was a Greater Accra Regional chairman, and I can challenge you. You ask any of the aspirants at that time if I did not give them equal access in Greater Accra. And I can also ask any of the constituency executives if I, Sammy Crab, as the Greater Accra Regional chairman, ever picked up a phone to call anyone to support one person or the other. So that's the way I am.
But the moment you spoke in support of Kwabena Agyapong and Akuffo, who, you know, the party was already trying to...
Which party?
The party had suspended.
Which party?
But they were suspended. I'm outside of the party. I can't name names. Because based on party account, they had gone through the process and suspended Kwabena Agyapong and Chairman Paul Akuffo. So the question I'm asking is, the moment you spoke in support of, Kwabena Agyapong...
I spoke against what had been done.
Yes.
Not for Kwabena Agyapong or Akuffo. Get it right. I spoke against the procedure that they had used to remove elected officers.
Which is speaking for them, over their suspension?
No, not personalities. Okay. I spoke against the process.
All right.
And I have been, you see, maybe you don't know me. If you had followed my political journey, you would have known. I can mention people. Adwoa Safo, when she was coming into politics, they wanted to block her and stop her. I rose and spoke and made sure that she went for the primaries, challenging Okwe. So Okwe and I, up to now, we're not on good terms, because I did it. You can ask I.C. Kwe, Archibald Kobna. Archibald Kobna was an assemblyman around Kokomemle. He wanted to contest this institution, I.C. Kwe. I.C. Kwe said over in Zebo, because he even thought that by contesting him, it was even an affront. I refused. I made sure that he contested him. I can also tell you Abankwa Eba, who became the treasurer. Abankwa Eba was being stopped from running at Clote Colley. In fact, he took the party to court. I was there when Mark Menu called me. I went there, law committee were sitting, and they said Abankwa Eba had taken the party to court. If he didn't, they don't allow him to even run. Okay? I stood there. I spoke to them. They should allow him to run. Finally, they allowed him to run, and he took the case from court. I can just go on and mention many people. Mohammed Ajesoa, who became the mayor. They said they wouldn't allow him to run. He was a small boy. Where was he from? All that kind of thing. I stood behind and made sure. You can go to Lejokuku. So that's who I am. Even Bwachejaku. When he went against Nana Akufo-Addo, contested Nana Akufo-Addo, we were in Adan one day, and they said they wouldn't allow him to speak. I stood there, and Emile coming on the platform, physically holding Charles. I said, he's going to speak.
Right.
So I am like that.
So this is the question I'm asking.
I'm like that.
You know, by pointing that out. This is the question I'm asking. Do you think you were collateral damage in that? Were you
I
collateral
think that
damage?
some people had an agenda. They wanted to get something done, and I was in their way. So they did what they thought they needed to do to get the thing done. And I also thought it was a duty and a responsibility that even though the thing didn't concern me, I had to speak against what I thought was going to create problems which will culminate in things that are happening to us now. So I spoke against it. I have no regrets. If anybody tries to go after any position, any use unfair means to go after someone, I don't care what the person has done. I didn't want to get into personalities, if you remember. So I said, I don't know what they've done. Maybe it's somebody's mad at somebody. I don't know. I don't care. What I care about is, are you applying the internal procedural justice system? That has all been agreed by everyone. That's all I care about as an officer. Because that's what I was sworn in to protect. If I protect that, then people will have fair hearings. You know, they will be going through. You can't pick somebody, do a coup d'etat, remove that person. Because
Abusia eni ayekote ye no yera Sami Crab enana watchere ensemu fa de koso between wono any NPP amanyuko ni mu mpanimfo president former Nana Adodankwa Akufo-Addo Prez Akuffo kwabene Japan omo nyina ho ba nsema ye suspend omo na ye ka Coup I'm sure a lot of you be thinking outside a whole lot of issues but Coup no ene say wafa kwan bia eye strategies what I say amafo akomuti abomu ede niema bia keka siani no ma twenwa fi de bra ekura wa o manfa emra kwan so anye dey enyiwa mfiri wo etia no na yera Sami Crab bi chemu say it was strategies by a president former president Nana Akufo-Addo any other party members and omo komuti bo mu e fa kwan bi so ekeka niema bi siani and omo de be gina ho de yard asem di tia omo de so omo pamo omo e de free de bra omo ekura nim now I cite a lot of examples say ye share adwo asafo kra former Dome Kwabenya say MPA one so sa amount for plot they did a whole lot of things and na go mum pese omu be ma no aba political terrain ni mu now ye share the former EC Mame Charlotte or say one so the same thing and era Sami Crab echem say and so empanimfo mo NPP amanyoko nu mu emutiri mo din and omu agasasa pair kwan bi so bopo and omu di yi mame no so ye dey edifri so you could see say the whole NPP amanyoko ni there eba no plotting and planning there not just say womo ya there pa particularly in the former president Nana Adodankwa Akufo-Addo ne amamuomu no eno ne nsema ekoso ewo honom now ye free NPP ensensemi a ekoso a na ye fa yeni enko infimfini mantemu mekire kasuwa mpotemu ho baabi but we dey ensheda men kasuwa bebre mekire toe boots bronu bi oha ye friend Chinese ohwe ababa wa kama yo that screen so ebusia ni din Ede Matilda Asare Asantua sorry Mabel Asantua now obi ebusa say Mabel yi adenti ne de na ba beto so awrehosem ene say Mabel ababa wa wedi mfinhye donu nsia mekire 26 years na sabre de waka nkinegu kwanya wo fa so a owu ye no eno na sabre aba beje atese wo social media no so amafo chem say the law must take its course Mabel ne boyfriend and I'm kind of say them pena ni din Ede Sami ono nso edi mfinhye donu nson 27 years na ye kire ma Mabel ne mpena yi ne hyedem a na kanchiman chese ope road akọ mika road out ya say anajo suhunsa wom yi na say on person omudi empaso agro na Mabel si da bi enya de a wo bepene so ama ne mpena no ede ne ho aka na esanse wo bu ne nsa ema ne beka say it's that time of the month wo bu ne nsa ntanye da bi enyem right and I say eno de enye ntime mpene so ena enye same edi abufuo abusua wode tisi Mabel so a wotam sekan enye wode wo Mabel say so mienu a yesa ye bebe kono na moja ena epra Mabel pradadadadada enya sem ketwa na asem no eba asa na abusua na chese Mabel atwo na nanom wonsie do anesa same hwe ne boni a wadi na chese wo so ono nso ekope poisonous drug bi edigu adiem se ono nso onom ena chese ono nso di twa neti wonom ya bra ena ntimi nyen oje ne ho anje ne ntentemu ye mo meboa yo efiere wo fie honom ene kokopie wo so omode force ebu dan nani ekopie mu ewo so omokoya Mabel asantoa ena moja epram na sebe na deja nyina eda so ebusua on hwe sanse ni apre mede me ho be kan me fa me ho nka mede ho be saa ena samedi abufuo edi sikan ewo Mabel a me no ka sei de Mabel atoa na nanom ewo nsie do ama same nso yede no akopie mu ewo aman from polyclinic awo no nso eje ayarehwe nanso no ayaresa bia ho no da ne de a police fo ewo ho na chese where he's under police escort wono nso eje ayarehwe ewo aman from polyclinic abusia we ayare ho sem papa ama amanfo bebre na kire wo mo adwene ewo nsem we hu se empena twe benie we de in the voice of ye papa Kofi Oduro atopa bi edi nipa bi beko owuo mu ampa nso ebi ana ato ye nuaba Mabel asantoa ama na me ne wo kase de na empena awo ne sekan ama ne atoa na nanom ewo nsie do yenko na yenko hwe video ewo ensem ya esiye ehu
dan no omonko ade bi na bo no anade na ba ya sister na wu no
yo I must say to me that papa ma so mutitwe ewo kasoa Chinese Kalabule in Patemo Gan South municipality na ta proyi ewo na ni nyina no abayo ya ubo ni de Mabel Mabale obi a ono no Chinese ho na wosia behind a single room set container or team kama. Now, Homachinway and a man for be Chemua, Omotia, Nipamro, Binjimiu, and no, and our Demrican Tente copy mu, Babia Mabel, Nedan Iwaya. Just a branch here, a friend of Sammy Tugay, woman Nimino ever and Patemo crowd on Teho. So for 3 baby and our Batalume. I will no one and Kanchima, a Mabel. Abrante Sami Adim Princiano Adiono son 27 years. Abra and Kanchima so Adim Princiano 25 years. And remove Remua, not as an Agi Abrante center of a soul to Tonga of a soul of the dog free Holland, a woman did dog. Now, Obana Peneno, the Chiano, a pretty poor as me about the far Obana Moon and a free Demoa. Abrante the second at me and many attack it to a binatino at the Priso. A remote actually was a pretty for by and not as a byway and what the jar, the pants and the Yawro, Eddie Abba, the Stremua. A year and Mars, Sebian, the radio, so be the Oncafra, and Mars sanitary party to be about Obayasi and Amuja Ayemu. Now, who I yet say, a camera is a bear man person on the home and Obana Sabia were bullying, sir. Not Chinchina China, and no data, and no, and at this time, and taking one to need to be by ya. But this kind of war, I buy you a call who really said, oh, can it your priest war? I buy one a and I pay, or yes, I all run the honor. At a tampa, I buy you no actually a good answer, or any BBA, and ye. Into who have paid their buy one, but they do know, I buy one extra as the first artisan, and on one catanso, that's our poison, and our normal ya. And Anka, I dear the channel, Danko Mumi and Nuna, and our Nansunya main chardy, Namia one pebone, a pretty quality, my move for 1% of Bayano. Such as a branch, no Ekusua or Home, Nemo Mre, and a Wayamre. It's a pretty for Tamno, Taka did not copy more English among from Polyclinica. A doctor for me, I didn't quite as a menu cutter or that's what she and she Obama said, a pretty for Alpha Mono, what they know copy mo police mortuary or mo ko en remu akodo bia e ka ho na brante no so de and who turn we are and a crazy force wo mo de ne befa emra kwan so ntu bisa de a na chesa ya report system and I see what Chinese
mo na o hwehwem na tie mu yi ase da posifo koto so a na ya wura baba wa ne duro saba bedu ni siremu no na eyese wayi ne nada ana bi a owuro wie ye no ohun se oba na bu ne nsanti no ontimi ne ne na
no kwasem ne se o sha onne na nye bibia onne ne naaye bembo na nka oba ne ye mre na wo tra se owuro no abe ogun se moja any pad no e wo pant ni kura no ne hu green ma o kin hu kura free hu kura nti one no anya na
esa sa bra no na de obeye no wa ya wie
na wa ya wie
entina nka ohaya ne na mu da ho a akwa kuna wie kura no obasia awan na tani
me pa cho nka sa pepe na ti anya ba ne kon ho ne de na nke wa se otimi eti free wo nimbo na one that baby na so one player she can train ben asemi de ade share team patem so go duru o papa nto mo trap principle e wo mo fa brand e no fa mra kwan so pa na enya sua de e ma from so
hey shababa wa ya kana asemi ababa wa ina ne boy akoda ne nchen oba na ha ne dan e na bra no kokosra no ko Salome aso ne beda e na ono so wa bu ne nsa eno si debi no be ma ne no me fama wo twa ni ti wie ye still osia run dross na nka oni funu na yo o run dross no hu sesa baba wa no o ka no kra wo bu ne nsa enti na ontimi fama no this is the girl very beautiful ababa wa fe Salome abema koye ni di ankasa ye Mabel ono na obema ye kum no yo mo fa ni picture ba ko no nto ho awo be ya
Emma so money me man twemp na mo nhwe o madwim kakra obi wo ho kasa utimi se kasa ko ekin ensisu so onya papa
ana yo bi afum na onfa nchew no wa twon won ten no ye so twon wa ne twene da fo wo
ho na so se to se mo bibi afa bibi so de ja no since e obetena won se onkun Mika se wa bo ne pen yo se wa bo ne pen
na fa mama na me so ma wo a
ye nya be ma ne picture anka me ye subtraction ne addition bi hwe Mika se ko hwe be manim
abusiafo na trese atorenchem a ato yankasa yenuaba Mabel Asantoa na yekoji mu nchiremu a na chese Salome bi ene de sa asem nyina aba na nka be ma so de Salome ukobi akoye den ka bia ise krom ha Salome na de asem oba enti mema wo krom ha munya hweye na no nyumuntuni ya no wo so utuomi hwan bi well be so call eye fenisen Salome ewo kumase mpotem ho baabi eno no so ye kopai no kromfo ebu na mani wuye ene de we ko Salome no so ko Salome a wakwakokum oba no ama wono nso eda yaresabia wo ja yarehwe abusia police fo kirema wo mo ede wo mo ebeye de wo mo afemu die bia se wo mo ebe pepepe ye ede ama eye Mabel Asantoa sanse na abusia fo nso aye krado se asotwe bia wo ho no ewo se yede ma eye abrantie Sami Tuga yabeba mumu amanebo ebresemu yento aso a ya shafi ase na eye mampani John Dramani Mahama yeso eno se mampani ewo mayimu wodi team oral eba ye team oral ne kwade wo mukam ho kransa yede mampani esiso na chese operation recover all loot. One of the cases anu mani di ekire pa NSS me kire National Service Secretariat hono no no wani kire wo pa isan se ye kire ma ghost names sa ghost names we ankasa no nsem troni a ne din ede Manase Azuri ene sha asese we the sense expose we eba na mami oda screen sisi wano ene the deputy boss of NSS me kire mami gift your worry na nsem ne kokoso efa eye NSS ensem we no ene busia wano nso chese kwadu ni bi aka no yetrem se mami sika wedie tese wono nko a watimi ede ghost names na say enipa wo munya service enso ye de omudin ahyemu so omoye national service ni be 9934 en wodi ahyemu a wodi twetwe sika ede yedo no akasa pese wodi bia gi loan ene ade na enu mu no ena Ghana fo bebre no eni hwe se enka mampani ba yeyi efibro ba ye ya besi sa brede ya akoboso me enkron ane sa me kire 9 months na nso no show ya yentere ene akwani de bia ena akwani abasa na we na asie Ghana fo chem se mampani se nka sebe wo be fu plane kura ansa watimi edi mami yasema ka sesebre mu adi awie na yenhwe screens ne so we efi Atila Kwadwo Francis or say after 9 solid months in office. After all the loud noise about Oral, the endless accusations, Gifty Owari Mensah is still walking free. Was it just politics, or we should give time some time? Etutimu se Ghana fo bebre na ena sebe womo re a womo edi share mampani John Dramani Mahama mu so obetimi anje bibi edi afa asemwe na asa omo abemu yebu. Esan so mo kyerema abosumi nkronie. Maami da so ne na mo a wo bo ne bra. Sabe obi anka hwenkyere no yente hu asem ne hu popoye bia so wonam ane se wonam na uhwe efia dimple one de wa highlight cases tim Oral fo so omani die kire so sese aso mo ye ehulele edu hwa o se Ken Oforiata Gifty Owari and husband wuntimi Kofi Akpalu Kwabena Edubuahin won't be surprised if they all turn out innocent. We are tired of the talks with no action. 80% of us voted out NPP cause of Oral. Interest omu chirema said omunya jidie mapa. Ewo mampani na adanko kufa do team Oral yera Sami okujeto ablakwa. Ene fensen Sami jemfinu omo kekeka ho. Said no mo ani abre wo krom hanum say whatever be the case no NDC would do something about it. Mwane dini nyina ne yenya mane nkwa de omu nyai mane nkwa omu bechi Ghana fo ade amo me ne ne yo na wo hwe Ghana Chronicles or say scholarship secretariat Gifty Owari received £8,000 in spousal allowance while her husband received £16,000 in allowance along with full fees and air tickets for family. And then say wo hwe mo a Gifty Owari ne de ataje wate de ne waji na ni papa e wo kroma anya asem ketwa na utimu se Ghana for omo yes omo abemabu sabi omo ro omo de share mampani John Dramani Mahama musu oba obetimi ayi bibi no. It's been 9 months and Gifty Owari is walking like a free bird as wa asemianto no yemfa asemian chichire ne sabi ne ho mbon case biemu Ghana for chirema enough is enough. The president must do something about it. Yensha video way, Emra.
My friends, I understand that public accountability and the recovery of looted state resources are at the top of your expectations from my government. And let me assure you, my fellow citizens, that we've not wavered in our commitment for even a moment. Neither have we been complacent. What you are witnessing is not inaction, it is our steadfast adherence to due diligence, due process, and fairness in the pursuit of justice. Yes, our insistence on doing things the right way may afford those who have looted this country some temporary relief, but let me be clear, it will not grant them permanent escape. Across multiple fronts, active pursuits and prosecutions are well underway under the Operation Recover All the Loot. Over 200 cases are under active investigation, with about 80 people interrogated so far. Several prosecutions have begun, progressing steadily and remaining firmly on course. In the Republic versus Edubwan and three others, the state has submitted witness statements together with all other documents, and trial has commenced. And the first of 3 prosecution witnesses have been called and have been cross-examined by counsel for the accused person. With the SkyTrain case, for instance, the prosecutors have secured a trial date, as all preliminary matters have been concluded and the trial is set to commence. For the National Service Authority case, due to its expansive nature, charges have been drafted and will be filed as soon as the legal year begins against the following person: the Republic versus Osei Sibe, the Republic versus Eric Nyaku, the Republic versus Gifty Owari. Also for the National Cathedral, we are awaiting a forensic audit from the Auditor General. Additionally, charges have been drafted and are ready for filing in the case of Republic versus Wuntumi and Akuntamaini. The Economic and Organized Crime Office, YOCO, is finalizing its report with respect to Exim Bank transactions. Dockets are in preparation for the buffer stock case and the drip equipment case. Investigations are ongoing into the African Cup of Nations.
For President John Dramani Mahama enrada waye encounter with the media. Na enumu no en wobo ensem ba kumienu efa eye maame gift your worry ni issue na ekoso no tim se ensem bebre tim oral no wo modi akira wo modi aba sabre de ebi wo hono ma na chese wo mo file papers ni bibia akase wo mo ebe start trial no enti amanfo a sabe wo mo kire mu se gift your worry na sem no ache busumi nkronye ye hu hye no eno adama mpani de to dwa se eyade a wo mo guso a sa ensem no wo mo epe na no pomasibre sanse nyade a wo mo betimi agyan ne trama na kosa keke enti gidie na amunya wo mu no ene mo nkoso a na mo nkra mu gidie mu esanse wo mo eguso a wo mo ebo adwuma e wo back door. Now wo hwe eye ensem we ya FTV3 Ghana or Solomon Owusu accuses politicians of stealing from the state after revelation that Gift Your Worry's living expenses were covered under her husband's scholarship. And to a chairman, not say Gift Your Worry, your bonding. Yeah, Chen Srani Abasa or Ghana Crodrium Hanum say no, and you are no quam. And I wedi a buying sika, and I wedi or mine sika. Then, mom, ya wa man your 4 billion Hanum say, woman so who born in some way, papa. Sika more din yesika ketua, and to some man penny John Ramani Mahama. Wobedi a some way yet dear, and your man home ordering. Na semono 150 mu yesan said there are other corporates woman so eka ho yenko tie said what this ansem we etuja.
No, that's why we're stealing thievery. We are talking about Gift Your Worry. Is that the case? The husband. Did she also not go in to collect scholarship?
Yeah, I mean about 2 years prior.
I mean, what sort of nonsense is this? I'm scandalized. You went in for a scholarship. That was not enough. You took your husband to also go and take a scholarship and also benefit from stipends. Is it not thievery?
But I mean, if it is, then it comes back to the point that Adam is making, that why are we being given this information? I mean, we should be seeing some action.
That is for him to answer. His government is part of it. And it goes to feed into their general secretary's core. That there are a number of people within this administration who are busily cutting deals. And we are going to come to the ECG matter. Look, here is a woman. Here is a woman who is also involved, at least according to the Attorney General, in that 548 million national, is it service?
National service, yes.
What has happened to that matter?
In fact, the Attorney General, when he spoke, told us he was going to file charges.
In
Those
July?
Charges have not been filed.
In July?
Yes, they've not been filed. We are in September.
We are in September. What is the Attorney General doing? Hey, the people of this country did not vote for this administration to just come and do business as usual. Because what happened in the last 8 years was an eyesore. So every corruption must be here, give to our name. Is that what you want to tell me?
I mean, to the extent that a person is presumed innocent and state prosecutors, state agencies are complaining, they've not filed charges.
That is my difficulty. This is the boss of the scholarship secretariat. Tell you that this is what is on file. What else are we waiting for? The gentleman that manned the place, is he dead? Is he not a member of parliament? Has he been called or hauled before any investigative body? It is not enough to come and tell me. To do what? That is why you have been put there. That is why we have people who have been put in various positions to act in our stead.
Okay.
You get my point? There is no other reason than to a scholarship be awarded to brilliant students. I remember when I was on KNUS campus, they brought a scholarship for needy students. To my surprise, when we went into the list, the Vice Chancellor's son, the Registrar's daughter, the lecturers over there, and the work to do in society had taken over the scholarships. So this country, we can't do anything right. So please, we must not end it here, but we must demand that the boss of the Scholarship Secretariat reveals all secrets. I don't know for now whether he has handed all documents to the state apparatus who are in charge of investigations to hold before them those that took these decisions.
Okay.
We know that people actually pay for scholarships. We know they pay. Who pays for scholarship? You pay like 50,000?
We're selling scholarships.
Yes.
Look,
so they are filthy rich.
A student came to me.
Yes.
Just 30 seconds of your time. A student came to me and said he got admission to a university in the UK. When he approached the scholarship secretariat in 2024, they looked at the amount he was supposed to pay and said, bring 40% of this and we award you the full scholarship. He couldn't do it. And these are people who are willing to testify. And that's why I'm saying that the place was a crime scene. These things have happened until you begin to punish people. All that we said about the mess at the Scholarship Secretariat will make no sense.
But then your government promised the entire country that they will act.
I'm calling you, I'm also joining you to call for
no, fantastic. Now they will join the movement. That's the point.
It's not a movement.
So, Mr. President.
Abusianfo na chese NSS scandal a ekoso ne de emprempren mpanifo bebre edwo mo ho agimu awo mu chemu se right now ne de e wo se yetimi etere eye nhwehwemu no mane soso mpanimfo binom so esan se document doesn't lie isusu se safo ni nyina wo mo enim bibi edefa eye sikasemi ho a gift your worry edin ababe for mu no abusia yen free way so na yen konsem fufuro mu a enche ye bia na eye Ghana yesa na hene mekire Dr. Kesley Akuffo Exp0sed wode betu dwase sikapuduo bi a empanimfo ayi ato obeye 462.6 million Ghana cedis and wo mode ato ho se wo mo ede ba betwetwa trainee allowances teacher trainee ene afei nursing trainee allowances na de be ya adisuafo ho be han wo mo na enum na yekopie mu wo Center for Public Opinion and Awareness na say edwumaku a wo mo de wo mo fare ba ye ne se ba no so ye nkire ya dwene ye ma amanfo nso mo nso betimi a che wo ma dwene fa nsem ho a wo mo ehwe sa de no wo mo executive director wo da no Michael Doyina Mensa wo de nsem bia ba betu dwa fa ho chemu say let's scrap teaching and nursing training allowances which means sa teacher training and nursing training allowance no yenyin free ho no abebe say papa yi na sa branche e de no kan sa no wo chemu say wo share the history lane of a year the NDC amafo bekaya 2020 ebra na amafo ye campaign NPP 4 year campaign no wo mokoko nursing training colleges ni ade no mo chemu say was a nursing trainers and as adisuafo mo nursing school no wo mo dwen ho biem say maame Professor Jane Opoku Ajiman yede no aye running mate ede ama mampani no monka hu say maame we wo ba betwa mo nursing training ni we say she has a history gone were the days na wo ye educational minister no wo ma ye twa nursing training allowance mu ema MPP ba ye no e no be reinstate ye enti na MPP for e de aye campaign na wo mu chemu se munim na mokotoma NDC a wo mbesa ba betwem na so NDC ba ye a wo mokokan budget no na ye Kesley Akuffo Exp0sed ni tuja se kra de asa ma musika na ready ka na abanda da ne de mokabe busum nsia no yaka ni nyina abom yetua e de amamo se no busum bia no musika no ebeba no wa ye ntum kra eno na yewra eye Dominic friend say Michael Doyina etremu se pa NDC for omo pese omo play the pleasing card omo pese omo ya na ese because of politics intino mayentua enso omo nimpefe se sasika ye omo tua a waste of money as be eniema papa wo hono ma wo mo ebetimi edi sika no aye nanso o mato o madwimu na sebe o mbetimi edi sika na koye no esan se omo dia ka omo campaign message ho say mo forget MPP for di omo ka ni nyina no propaganda ye ba ye ntwem teacher training ye betua nursing training ye betua enu nti na omo agire omo ho ahye omo ho kete so omo pese omo tua nanso nka ye hwe NDC abakwasemu eba na memu omu dia wo mu ne allowance payment bia eni twaka bia nanso enne because of politics intino John Dramani Mahama mampani any educational minister Haruna Idrisu and any can say yes na him Dr. Prez Akuffo Exp0sed wo ma madwen say maria taso se wo mo ebekọ na omotue sika no de ama adesuafo we abusia yentie said we dey nsem we atuja.
So we don't know why that wholesale policy. Government could have actually rolled out a targeted intervention to address the needs of the very smaller number who are unable to pay their fees for one reason or the other. But to roll out such a very general or like blanket policy, we feel that it is not really best or judicious way of using our resources, especially when we know that there are scores of graduates who are unemployed and some get out of school 5 years, 10 years, and they are still looking for jobs. So we feel that we shouldn't be the focus of government right now. Right now, the government should be looking at how they can be able to, expand industries and create job opportunities so that even if we're going to have such, like our educational system in terms of the tertiary level will be demand-driven because the industries are there, jobs are available. So when you go to the university, you are very sure that after the university, even if you have to pay for your university education, you can get a job to be able to, pay back.
Okay, so Mr. Donina Mensah, kindly hold on. Let's hear the minister specifically on what he said, and I'll return to you with some more questions. So kindly indulge us as we listen to the minister with regard to what he said at the stakeholder engagement on this proposal.
I'm still in discussion with higher authority, and my own notion and thinking is that Ghana should dedicate 2.5% of our oil revenue into supporting human capital. And that 2.5% of oil revenue should be dedicated to scholarships and bursaries. And the bursaries should deal with no fee stress. In fact, I've conveyed same to the president that of all his social initiatives, the one I launched with you and with him that I got good sleep was the no fees stress.
So that's the Minister of Education, Haruna Idrisu, speaking about the proposal. He said it's still in talks and he has relayed the same to the president, 2.5% of oil revenue to bursaries and scholarships, and bursaries in this case being the no fee stress policy, and he believes that that will be a very good legacy for the president to leave behind. But you say that at this time of our development, this is not what we need, especially when the number of people who cannot progress from secondary.
Very sad. And I feel that we focusing on just university education, degrees, without focusing on industries is what is really killing us right now. For example, we have a lot of nurses that are sitting at home right now looking for places to be posted to go and work. And there's no strategic plan in place to make sure that once you get out of school, you are getting into the job market. And that is a very important part of our development. And I feel that it is something that we shouldn't overlook. But not to really mince words, we are not saying that this money should not be applied somewhere towards education. We are only saying that the area to which it is being applied is what we disagree with. We feel that it will be better used when we invest this money in basic education, so that no child, every child, Ghanaian child that wants to go to school can wake up and
Abusia, that is a executive director at the Center for Public Opinion and Awareness, Yera Michael Doyina, and Anat Wakasa Ede Afa, nursing trainee allowance, any teacher trainee allowance, NDC Faria Taso, se ye ho be kire yo ye ho nkire yo ye betua no ene o ka ho asem se eho hia ye ntwem ye ntua enkire se emofra no mu entimi enko school wo mu betimi akọ school ne pepepepepepe na wo mu awie ne pepepe afa se ye free sa ensem we so de a ene ye ka asofo a omumu baako ene ye Ra Kennedy ohine Japan enya ne den di wo krom anum se asabe ono de waka to ho said there is no way Kennedy ohine Japan sebe wo bedi nkunim wo primaries ni mu antoma wa ba be ye mampani wo krom hanum se no eye Angel Obinim abusia Obinim ena sabre the world trend wo eye social media no so a enya sem ketwa na video ya etwaguo wo screen sisu yi ena ama Obinim eye trend enya sem ketwa ensem ba ko mienu bi am na wokeka wo mu no ena amafo chem se Obinim na nsen ya ye nhye danto wonkan ena se wo be ma ye pressure wo krom han abusia yentie ensem a na ekoso wo eye conversation na Obinim have ne dia na se de woka kosi nyina ne se ne de waba no na waba nanso amafo ka niema ba ko mienu bi de fo Obinim mo chem se papa yi meye na nsentem de ye nhye dante ne nka esan se wo ye obi a na u follow Obinim very well a ubehu se na papa wei jai ye chese ye ntimi kura wo krom ha de bia Obinim baby kire se abofo ne koye no so wo so angel abofo ne koye ne se ye nte ne nka ebiem na wo hwe ne tiri ho a senka o de koso na hwe video ni ye pa unhye de hu se ye light hair o se deep hair o se de nyo amafo chem se Obinim akwakoye hair transplant ena se waba back a wo pese Ghana fo hu se yes the hair is nti wow ha you see utumu se side and side near yi ni nyina anye ba de yenko hwe video ni yi
hi Commander General akwe guy Joe Junior papa be guy again dress in the only size dress in the only size me a guy we follow who no road dress in there no leading no follow chairman over I will for bra range ko you fancy no class o ma feel so ma feel so na ka kire o say o before we Chama. Aye, F rough. Then I saw the range never go. Right one. Yes, why have you? See Jesus, why there? Oh, yeah, dear. Yes. Yes, I'm Ketua. Gosh. Jesus Christ, why have you? Gosh. We shall not last one more time. Yes, why have you? I do one. Only size. Ya rest. Ya rest kwa ye tifi na ye kwa ya so no man na ya rest no asulu mai no ene ki se amrantie na mosa pe na maba amki ba me chamai tu ka ga ke na mo ti ka na Is offense and say one hour back media and say I won't touch your comment mammy said me jaw how Anna omo ye na me jaw you say don't answer me how one who watch it to me sam la me how guys are you ready you say there o sorry ano pa na camera si so
abusiafo Angel Obinim ene ekokọhwe no na video we ya wode abetu dwa no edinsem bebre ena aba ye ekọhwe video no na mekasa ede afa ne hair transplant ne wa amanfo chem se kama esese de nitiri wan because Obinim no wo mu nhye de hu se nwin bi se woni tire bi kire se wakwakoye hair transplant ene wo pese Ghana fo nyina hu say wako akwakoye hair transplant. Now adia ba kwa Ghana for e kan wansem say obi nim video ya waba beye e wrong timing. Me sure say won tia hye de ntia man for ka say wrong time. Now yen nyina nim say sise iyoko unya bebo wa say kuhu ni ehu ka mienu pe na che say we say ye starting efifinsem mu edefa hom. Na say how de camera to so a o kire range e kire ye hammer e kire hwan e na amafo obisa say ente say obi nim asemo mpe nipa e na pe ne ho asemo no and wonte ya na says abre ya yoko ni national security fo ani abre efifi mu amanfo asebe wo mu fa koti kwanso nya sika wo mu abedi aban sika ne ade nyina no yama wo mu ye homre so wo mu so no e na afa no de waye video wo de be kire say no kra na wo ye old man no kra ye hwe de nyame aye enti ye hia Yesu aye na Yesu asema ne yate amafo chema Yesu ne de wo meda na se e de ama no na embom se ebreso na se iyoko bepie mu ewo na boboa no a won hye no ameka se na Ghana fo mumre o adam nya sofo biem Ghana fo mumre o mo me church members mu hunti ne mesa da bi o se sabre yi a papa yi opeso wo kire se oye guy ena ono de onsuro bia ena wo kire de wo woni de woni no asem empe nipa ene pe ne ho asem enti comment ne de bebre bi su chemu se no afei ena wo mo fele ne friend sen abrantie vibes no esan so mo hwe se de wa hwehwe ata so a okra ne suit ne ade a color combination ne kura ye gi eni amanfo ete wo mo ano asi eye angel obi nim eso e wo social media so am abusia anye fadi agro wo mo echirema se ya na ye papa Kennedy asama ne homne so baby che say there is no way any dey betimi aba so say sans Ken say no why politically minded wo hwemu aye ne campaign wodi be wini ne elections enti obi ni masem de enya de a eka ho sese but assistance now no ensema ebobo ba efa ye robi nim ho ne se wakọ akwakoye hair transplanter bi nim kire se offering ni ade a wagege wa sorry dem no and wakika se sika na bomu di akwakoto akwaye hair transplant di bia kwosesa cars abegu ni fie no oba betro pressure de beba no abetro pressure de amankrofo ye social media no so bekomu no na ne nsori ma bi wo ho no ma wo ho kire wo mo no enya asem ketwa enti echem ze mo amokọ asolize mu yemu ye enti abe debate ukoya comment section na se a abusia pani behwe enwose ye ka kire wo eni comment amanfo ede ba no na ze ni nyina ekosi se obi nim ze de waye kama pa wada na hair transplant na afata no na afa nso anje oni free ni mu no asese wabe obi nim Bishop Daniel obi nim ye ni mu no se ase waye kama wono a onhye da nye dede bebre wo krom ha ene onhye da enso nkasa bebre onam low key na wo kirema ene de nya ne se wasori anopa akoya asori na waba na yede ekosa now ye sorry Bishop Daniel obi nim ensem we eso dia na ye boawura the New Patriotic Party NPP akache eho na ye ra Kennedy Japan wade